Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Game Informer's cover reveal. I'm Kyle Hilliard. We got Alex Van Aken here, Wes LeBlanc. How's it going, you guys?
Very, very, very excited.
Yeah, I feel like I'm rushing the intro a little bit because we started later than we planned, but we're live. We're gonna do this. We're ahead of our 11 o'clock deadline, but okay. I was worried there for a minute, but
turns out internet outages at the last minute, not a good thing.
Yeah, I was joking with Wes. I said maybe the worst time would have been 10:59, but 10:57's not great either. But we're all good. We're here. So what can we say about the cover in 1.5 minutes here? We can say that
many things.
We can say that Wes wrote it. I think we can say that, right?
Yeah, it's my biggest cover story yet. I requested an additional 2 pages because I just couldn't stop writing.
That's right. And I fought you on it. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
not really.
Physically. No,
unprecedented.
Came down to Florida.
That's how we do things in Florida.
That's right. Okay, so yeah, we're dressing up for this one. We're excited about this one. We're excited about all our covers, if we're being honest. But I like this cover.
This is a big one.
This is a big one. This one's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
This is I've done 2 covers. This is the one where childhood Wesley would be like, dude, that is wild. This is awesome.
And shout out to Jeff Grubb in the chat over at Giant Bomb, who seems to think he's going to be on the cover. He's not. Can confirm that Jeff Grubb is not on the cover.
Yet.
Yeah,
there's still time.
There's still
Emmett Watkins.
20 seconds.
Says Drip Gods. Thank you.
Street Fighter from Cameron. Yeah, I think it is. We're actually revealing Street Fighter 7.
Yeah, we had 6 on the cover. Yeah.
Blake is in chat as Game Query, just as an FYI. He signed into the wrong account.
What's up?
Hello, Blake.
Oh, Blake's there.
Hi, Blake.
All right, guys, we got 10 seconds. You ready?
Yeah.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Final Fantasy 16. I'm going to play a musical cue, so everyone be quiet just for a moment. Here we go. Final Fantasy 16, everybody. And that was the audio from Final Fantasy 10, just to be clear. That was not Final Fantasy 16's fanfare, but we're really excited about this. Wes, tell us about it. Final Fantasy 16.
So I went to Tokyo, Japan. This was my first time in Japan, and I was alone, and it was an amazing experience. I ate lots of food and bought a lot of retro video games, and I played a good bit of Final Fantasy 16, which you will be able to read about in my cover story. Can't say too much about what to expect in that, but I played a lot. I watched some of the leads on the game play a bunch of it. I got to see what people who were really, really, really good at the game play like. And I interviewed 7 people: producer Naoki Yoshida, director Hiroshi Takai, combat director Ryota Suzuki, creative director Kazutoyo Maehiro, art director Hiroshi Minagawa, localization director Michael Christopher Koji Fox, who Yoshida says is the loresman of the team, and composer Masayoshi Soken. So I talked to at least somebody from like all the leads in the departments at Creative Business Unit 3. It was about 8 to 9 hours of interviews, which is to say the cover story is not where my Final Fantasy 16 coverage ends. For a few weeks, I'm going to be posting a ton of other details about Final Fantasy 16 that I got from these interviews. The cover story is going to be your main, chunk of information about this game, but I can reveal how many stories I have, right? Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've got 24 stories going up online about Final Fantasy 16, going
ridiculous.
Into various details. Yeah, it's been
I think that's the most
stressful.
We've had since I've been here, which has been almost 3 years. That's the most online rollout I've seen for a cover story.
Shout out to Wes putting in the time. I mean, that's a lot. That's impressive.
It's perfect because I'm actually going on vacation tomorrow for like 8 or 9 work days. So I wrote a bunch of stuff, and now I'm piecing out, and I'm gonna go enjoy some sunshine while people read about Final Fantasy 16.
And
that's awesome.
Wes, can you tell us a little bit about the actual cover art? I've got it full screen right now, the standard version.
So if you are familiar with this game at all, you know exactly who these are. But if not, that is protagonist Clive Rossfield on the cover, and he's in front of the icon Ifrit, Icons are basically, summons that you'd find in other Final Fantasy games, but they're called icons here, similar to how they are in Final Fantasy XIV, which is developed by the same team.
Eikon, right?
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
And then on the backside is Joshua Rossfield, which is Clive's younger brother. He is a dominant, which means he has the special ability to transform into the Phoenix icon. And if you haven't been paying attention, icons play a very pivotal role in the narrative of Final Fantasy XVI, and I got to see a bit more of that while playing the game and talking with the team.
Yeah, and I'm going to show off here. I'm going to show off now. We're going to switch over to the gold cover, which is cool because it swaps who's on the front, and then we have the gold text up front. And that issue, of course, is our special issue that we don't even sell, and so we give them away occasionally. And you just got to kind of follow our various social
media,
accounts.
Twitch. Yeah, we'll let you know when they're being given away.
Yeah, but
there's on Game Informer. There's a cover reveal article, and there's more details about gold editions and stuff there if you want to get your hands on one. But yeah, kind of like you mentioned, Kyle, you can see the art is made to be swapped, with the smoke and stuff. It's really cool how we were able to do this. Shout out to our magazine team. They absolutely crushed it. I am in love with these final designs. And you guys are just seeing the cover. I can't wait for everyone to see what the actual story looks like.
The story looks so good.
It's awesome. Truly amazing. We have the best team.
Now, it is worth noting that this is just the cover reveal today, so we're showing off the cover. I'm gonna flip over to it again. The actual digital version of the magazine will be available on May 22nd, so you do have to wait a couple days to read the full story and everything else that's in the issue, of course.
Yeah, starting on May 22nd, that's when our whole rollout will begin. We also have video content, and our kind of the keystone of that video stuff is we have 2 awesome interviews with Masayoshi Soken and Koji Fox talking about the game on camera. Of course, Wes did all of that by himself because I wasn't there this time, and he did a great job. The video looks incredible.
Thank you.
And the interviews are fascinating. So, we'll have those up. We'll have one of those up probably the same day, if not day after, once we start rolling out the cover on the 22nd.
Yeah, I'm excited for people to. I have a lot of stories about from my interview with Soken, and there's discussions about the music of this game in the cover story, and that's one of our video interviews as well. I don't know. I feel like composers are not someone you often get to talk to in a game's development because they are doing a lot of work, and a lot of their work happens near the end of a game's development cycle. So I was super stoked to talk to Soken, not only because he does a ton of amazing musical pieces in Final Fantasy XIV as that game's composer, but to compose a new Final Fantasy, to do a new battle theme, a new victory fanfare, a new prelude, all these different facets of music. It was super interesting to talk to. And I know music's a big part of Final Fantasy fandom, and I'm included in that, so I'm super stoked for people to see what I got out of that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Before we wrap up, I want to shout out a couple of other features that you'll be able to read in the issue. Alex, you've got one that I'm excited about where you talked to... I'll let you pitch it, actually, because I don't even know how this story came together. This was a while ago.
This story came together in a car ride. I was riding around Minneapolis with Blake, and I was just like, man, I want to dive into some cool stuff and track down some people, and start doing some original reporting of my own. And so I tracked down the couple who was responsible for all of the old Mario, or really N64 mascot commercials. So the Super Smash Bros. Commercial where all the mascots are running around fighting. All of those, the Animal Crossing. This couple is responsible for all of those. And the headline is called "Mascots and Mayhem: Behind the Dangerous Stunts of Nintendo's Iconic Mario Commercials." It dives into near-death experiences on the set of filming these commercials. A lot of funny anecdotes. It's a wild ride. It's a 4-page feature, so that'll be think that might be the first feature in the issue. I think that might be opening up at one point. We were planning on
Yeah,
it.
I think so. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it. Yeah, I have it in front of me. I'm special.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I can't wait for people to read it.
Yeah, then we have a piece from Marcus about Red Candle Games and the sort of controversy around that studio and what they're doing now. We have a freelance piece where they interviewed a lot of devs of horror games from Diego Nicolas Arguello. Apologies if I've mispronouncing your name, but they talk to horror devs about what scares them. What scares the people who make scary games, which I think is a great piece.
Yeah.
I wrote a big piece on Immortals of Avium. I went to the studio a few weeks ago and got to play the game and talk to the folks over there. Lies of P. We have a 2-page feature or 2-page preview on that. There's a lot of good stuff in this issue. Oh, one more to shout out from freelancer Michael Piatini about the progress and sometimes lack of progress in character creators for people of color.
That piece is really good.
Excuse me, in representation, and that piece is really good as well. And yeah, it's a good issue. I think I love the cover. I'm going to switch to I'm going to show the whole cover again. But yeah, so that'll be available digitally on May 22nd, and then it'll show up in your mailbox shortly after that.
And worth noting, if you want to buy an individual issue of our magazines, you can now do that. GameStop.com/Game Informer. We've got our last 4 issues currently up. They're $5.99 a piece, $5.99. And this will also join those. And you'll be able to just, if you don't, for some reason you're not able to get a subscription, or maybe you want to buy an extra for a friend or something, you can do that. Again, GameStop.com/Game Informer.
I just realized the voice of Clive is in our chat. Shout out Ben Starr.
Oh, very cool.
Oh,
I got to hear your
awesome.
voice in the game, and it is awesome. Very stoked to hear more of that.
Thanks for being here, Ben.
And today's May 16th. Final Fantasy 16. It was definitely on purpose, and we didn't just realize it this morning. That's not something. Those
definitely
dots
not serendipitous. Definitely intentional. We're just geniuses, really.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final plugs from you guys? Anything you want to shout out?
No. Just head over to YouTube.com/Game Informer. Subscribe there. That's where the videos with Soken and Koji Fox are going up. And then of course GameInformer.com is going to be where Wes has his 24 stories, which is still ridiculous.
It'll be GameInformer.com/FFXVI. Right, Wes?
Yes. Cool. Yeah. Yep. That's going to be our hub for all things Final Fantasy 16. Tons of coverage there. And then, check out the rest of the site, too, because Game Informer is still going to be trucking along outside of Final Fantasy 16.
Yep.
Lots of stuff coming up in the coming weeks.
Cool. Well, thanks, guys.
Awesome.
And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And, we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.